Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have that favorite full-size truck of millions of people. It's this truck right here. This is it. This is a 2023 Toyota Tundra. This one though is that shocking luxury trim known as the Capstone. But before we get into this full-size, full-on Toyota pickup truck, let's talk about what's going on here. Trucks. They're still selling like hotcakes, and the prices of them seem to be getting out of control, but yet they keep selling them even at that high price point. Now, what's interesting is that when Toyota came out with the redesign of the Tundra, it had been a hot minute since they made a redesign, but boy, oh boy, did they go all in because they got rid of the V8. They brought in two turbocharged V6 options, one hybrid, one non-hybrid, and then they decided to go all the way in and come up with a new grade called the Capstone grade. Now what's fascinating is other truck companies, and we know who they are, the big three, Ram, obviously GMC with Chevrolet, that's the GM side of things, and of course you have Ford, have been bringing their own luxury pickup trucks, full-size pickup trucks to market as well. What I want to find out is the Tundra Capstone the king of all the luxury pickup trucks when it comes to full size? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Tundra Capstone and find out. Right off the bat, this is one of my favorite freaking colors in Toyota's palette. It's called Blueprint, and it is absolutely stunning. At the front of the business, you'll notice when you go Capstone, you're getting full LED lighting, LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, and I love those sequential turn signals. You'll notice the metal flake in Blueprint. There's more metal flake in this paint job than in your grandfather's balls. His bowling balls don't even come close to how much metal flake there are in his bowling balls compared to this paint job. You do have functional corner air curtains, which I love. Love to see the functionality, and I love the look of it. And then I like the way you have color body matched on the lower portions of the front bumper. Now, as we cruise in front of that traditional shaped, Tundra shaped grille, what do we got going on? When you go Capstone, it's all about the aluminum style touches. All the way across horizontal, you can see that our Toyota badge has the blue. That means that this comes standard with that Max setup. And then going all the way down, we have LED fog lamps. And the way they put the Tundra name in here, it's like blinding me, but it says Tundra stamped in. We, of course, have some nice metallic dark gray finish, no flat black, which is nice. And, of course, on top of that, we have a forward-facing camera. But love the front grille shape, and I like the way they didn't use a bunch of chrome. The aluminum style looks very tasteful, but also very modern. Now, as we rise back up, you're going to get the same hood. V-shaped indentation as the other Tundra gray levels. As we come around the bend, this is where we're going to start to see some of the major differences. For the first time ever on a Tundra, we have massive 22-inch wheels. Machined aluminum, dark metal, metallic gray finish, all the way around. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this bad boy? 265 on the width, and then you're looking at a 50 series sidewall. I love the way everything is Blueprint painted. All body colors printed. The suspension has been tuned for truck duty, but also for some luxurious cruising capability. We rise back up. Dig how the daytime running lamp comes into that front fender. It's got the Toyota name right there. Steven's showing off his camera capabilities. And then up top, you have these decorative badges that have the iForce Max. It would be nice if this was functional. So I'll give it a half a zonk because I still like the way it looks, and having that iForce Max lets everybody know that you got full capability. Now we do have shiny chrome on the mirror caps. Let me know if you're okay with that. I rather have the brushed aluminum look, but I love the way that they black out the A-pillar. Doing something so simple just really changes the proportions of the vehicle. You do have power folding side mirrors with the turn signals built in. Of course, we got the Capstone name, and I like the way that they run the trim down the side of the vehicle. Like I said, it's not too gaudy, not too much. You open up the door, Of course, we're gonna have power dropping. Look at that, it's like so fast, Steven couldn't even get it on camera. Power dropping running boards, and then we have some shiny chrome on the door handles, and they just did the bright shiny metalwork along the bottom and then at the back edge here near the back of the cab of this Capstone. We keep working our way towards the rear. You're probably like, Joe, you're gonna dent it? No, I'm not gonna dent it. The new Tundra has a composite rear bed, just like the 2016 Tacoma. So this is dent resistant, rust resistant. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna last the test of time. You'll notice the new steel box frame that this Tundra is sitting on. And then one of the things on the Capstone, which is a nice touch, you do have an exhaust finisher with the Toyota badge, nice stainless steel tip. I'm gonna have Steven kind of stay here at the corner because watch this. I'm gonna do a karate move. So what's nice is you have this button on the side that you could hit with your elbow if you have things in your hands. That's gonna lower the rear tailgate. Plus you have this electric step that drops down to give you better access of getting into the bed of this truck. And then Toyota promised their owners, they heard from previous owners that they did not want some fancy schmancy folding tailgate. They wanted a solid tailgate, so when they're getting their dirt bikes and stuff in and out, it's not gonna compromise anything, and that's what you get. Love the workspace. That bed liner comes the way it is. Plus, I think it's so smart to have these sliding tie-down locations. So you have the rail built in, and you can loosen them up, and then you can slide them any which way that you want, which is great. And then, of course, to close the tailgate, very simple. But before I do that, we do have a power source. I want to show you just to prove it. We got that home power source right there. And you do have LED bed lighting, which is another nice touch. But why don't we go ahead, watch this. You close it, and then the tailgate step pops up. But I almost forgot, we need to finish on the back before we go anywhere else. Vertical LED taillights. They did a great job going vertical. Of course, we got 4x4, the Tundra name with some shiny chrome. You got some chrome up top as well. And then just like up front, you have that interlocking bumper system. Color matched, some aluminum finish, and then you got your full tow hookup, nicely placed. All the connections are gonna be out of the mud, out of the dirt. But man, it looks pretty good. Why don't we go ahead though, let's pop the hood and talk power of this new Tundra. All right guys, we got the hood popped on this Tundra Capstone. Of course, you have hood struts to hold open the hood. You got a tasteful engine cover. In the land of V8s and diesel power plants and trucks, what do we have? We have that all new 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 that's paired to an electric motor. You can actually see the electric motor on the passenger side there underneath the hood. 389 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds flat. The truck weighs 5,900 pounds. MPG, 17 in the city, 22 on the highway. But here's the great news. Compared to the previous Tundra, we could tow more. 12,000 pounds and more payload, 1,940 pounds. But you know what? I know a lot of people are bummed the V8 is gone, but why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see it move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2023 Capstone grade Tundra. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been looking at GMC SIerra Denali's. I've been looking at Silverado High Countries. I've been looking at F-150 limited trims. I'm liking this Toyota. I'm just not sure if I'm ready for a hybrid setup, but I'm very curious what the price is. Good question. MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, you're looking at $77,900. Quite a bit of cash, but let's see what you get. To the door panels, I love the two-tone style. So you have the dark, smooth touch material up top with the stitching. Great place to put your arm while you're cruising. You do have the creamy white two-tone. Let me know how you feel about that. That comes with the Capstone edition. We have real wood trim. And, of course, the official Tundra Twinkie tray. 2 Twinkies will fit there. Door pocket is a pretty good size. You could get a Chipotle burrito in there with extra sour cream and extra guac, even though guac costs extra. 2 cup holders, and I like the aluminum speaker grill cover. Very, very nicely done, that JBL sound system. Going from the door panel to the dash, more wood finish and more of that cream style with the stitching. Come on in, what do we got going on? 14 inches of visual pleasure. That's that 14-inch Toyota multimedia system. We've shown it to you on all the other vehicles that are new from Toyota. Very intuitive. You have, of course, the ability to get all your driving history. And then you could also set up different driver profiles, which are really nice. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. I throw it in reverse. Look how clear the resolution is on the freaking cameras. Absolutely stunning. And then you got all the different angles. Very, very easy to work through. And then you're right back to where you started in the bed of the truck. Put in park. Voila. Working your way down, you got a real volume knob, a USB-A. We got 3 stages of heated seats and 3 stages of ventilated seats. Dual climate control, and I love these toggle switches. You have a power on button because this is a hybrid. That's why it's blue. And then down below, you have a couple more toggle switches. We can shut off the traction control. You got your 360-degree camera view and trailering setup. So that's another nice touch as well. Wireless charging. This is going to control the 10-speed automatic transmission. You got your push slide system for your four-wheel drive. And we have a mode selector switch. More real wood. Open up the door. What do we got here? 2 cup holders. I wish they would give you a little fancier key fob since this is a luxury truck. Just saying. Close that up. I got a place for my Planters peanuts. But look at that. You can slide it out and you can put the bag of Cheetos in here. Just make sure you have a napkin because you don't want to get those cheesy fingerprints all over this beautiful interior. You even have a little compartment here for some breath mints. Maybe some of those root beer barrel candies. I used to love those when I was a kid going to the grocery store. My mom would give me a couple nickels to put into the little coin can, and I would get some of those root beer barrels. I'll be honest with you, I probably took more than the amount of change that I put into those coin cans. Just saying. Open this up. You got enough room in here for at least 4 balls, 4 softballs. So if you're done playing with your balls, you can put them in here. You got a USB-C, USB-A, and you have a nice little coin holder in here. So if you're going to Aladdin's Castle and you're going to play some video games, you can keep your tokens in there. Seats. This is Napa leather. Same leather out of a Lexus LS500. Love the two-tone, the quality. Electric assist for the passenger. Electric assist for the driver. And, of course, we have this power sliding shade for our panoramic sunroof. And in true Toyota Tundra fashion, what do we got going on here? We have the ability to slide down the rear glass. So that's really cool to have that feature going all the way back to the original Tundras. And we got a digital rear view mirror. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you the digital gauge cluster in this Capstone. All right, guys, business time. You do have 2 memory seat settings. There's your seat controls, easy to get to. The one zonk is that there's no massage seating. And that would have been a nice touch because if you're working really hard to afford one of these, it would be nice to get a little bit of massage after a hard day's work and you're trying to get the money to pay for one of these. So massage seats are missing, and that definitely is a zonk. Plenty of room inside this Tundra cabin. Steering wheel, it's tasteful. You got the 2 different kinds of leather. I like the stitching on the horn button, flat black on most of the switchgear. You do have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and this is a heated steering wheel, which is really nice. Of course, we have our digital gauge cluster with our different modes. First time on a Tundra, you got your 3 different drive modes, Sport, Normal, and Eco. We're gonna leave it in Sport. It's got a boost gauge, it's got a hybrid gauge, and all the other information is full digital. So on the right, you see the boost gauge and the hybrid gauge. Plus, to finish it off, the cherry on top is you do have a nice size head-up display. But why don't we go ahead and get in the back seat and see if your passengers are gonna be feeling pretty good you went Tundra Capstone over the competition. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, back seat time, and I'm telling you right now, if you need more room than what's back here, I don't know what kind of size people you are driving around. They must be from the land of the giants or the Jolly Green Giant himself, because there's plenty of room. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel great back here. You got the two-tone. I'm glad that they went dark here. So these are gonna be easier to keep clean. Nice large pocket. Keep a abacus in there, maybe a back scratcher. You can even put a tennis racket back there. So if you're going to tennis, you can keep your racket there and then keep your balls in the center console instead of having to hold on to them. Makes sense to me. You do have 2 cup holders, and I like the way they brought the soft material, just like up front. We have 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, rear AC vents, and then down below we have more connectivity than Radio Shack used to have. USB-A, USB-C, and a home power source. So nice to see that kind of connectivity, especially at this price point. I just wish the AC vents were in the frame rail. That is the zonk. Cooling my shins is great, but I would like the air to be more on my face. Sitting here though, it's comfy. You do have manual sliding security shades. Nice Napa leather. Look how soft that is. That's the sound it's making. It's almost like a jelly-filled donut. That's how soft it is. 2 cup holders. They did the seats just as nicely in the back as they did up front, but it's about that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a spin in this Capstone. All right, guys, we're in this 2023 Capstone grade of the Tundra. I have it in sport mode, and we're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. So I think you're gonna be very happy with the amount of torque, especially because of the electric motor. You don't have a lot of lag between the time you go on throttle and the time that you start going, because that electric motor is going to assist with that to negate any turbo lag from the twin turbo V6 setup. 10-speed automatic shifts great. Getting to that ginormous 14-inch infotainment system is well within reach. And I like the simple and clean layout with the digital gauge cluster. These seats are freaking phenomenal. Probably one of the best that I've ever sat in when it comes to comfort and adjustability, especially for the power hamstring extension underneath the backs of your legs. Really, really nice to have that touch. And they do a great job with visibility out the front, out the back. You got your digital rear view mirror, and you have all the upgraded Toyota sensing safety technology. I think one of the things I'm most impressed about is the synthetic sound that's being pumped into the cabin. It actually allows it to sound pretty pleasant for a twin turbo V6. And then the head-up display, good size. It's got your lane keep assist up there, and it also has your posted speed limit and your actual speed that you're going. So that's a nice touch as well. Speaking of touches, everywhere you feel, it's very, very high-end in here. Good insulation. They added extra insulation for the Capstone. More sound with that sound deadening material, and thicker side glass as well. You have an acoustic windshield, and that really gives you a nice, clean sounding environment on the inside of the cabin. One of my favorite things is that you have real physical knobs and buttons in here for the dual climate, for the heated and ventilated seats, and it just rides superbly. I think one thing you're not going to miss with a V8 engine is when it comes to handling. You don't have all that extra weight over the nose, and it really allows turn-in to be very crisp and very light. But let's go on throttle again. I'm going to slow down here a little bit. On throttle, here we go. 10-speed drops down, and we are off to the races. But as you can see, if you need a merge, you'll be able to merge in this Tundra Capstone, no problems with that. And what's nice is at night, you have this beautiful blue ambient color in here. It lights up Capstone in front of the passenger, and all this blue ambient lighting everywhere gives it a nice overall feel. But even though the seats don't have massage setting, they are super comfy. Having the digital rear view mirror is a heaven sent. And just like I said, there's tons of storage, and there's touches of extra luxury in here you definitely don't see in a standard Tundra, even like a limited trim Tundra, you're not going to get this Napa leather, which is specific to the Capstone. But driving this full-size truck, it's confidence inspiring, it's pleasurable, and it's got all of the good tech that you want. And I think if you're hung up about the twin turbo V6 hybrid, all you got to do is get behind the wheel of one of these. Like I said, more torque than previously, more towing capability, more payload capability than the outgoing Tundra. Now you just got to ask yourself, do you want to go Tundra or do you want to go with one of the competitors? But really nice to just cruise down the highway here. Smooth. And it's just going to allow you to get that extra range from the hybrid setup. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of the Tundra Capstone. We're going to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day here with this 2023 Toyota Tundra Capstone. Want to thank everybody at Toyota USA for getting us access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is this the best full-size truck to buy, especially if you want luxury? Does it dominate this segment? Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up to Stephen Flood Photography. All his good friends call him Tripod. He's got a surprise for certain people when it comes to that name. So thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.